Hello, wisdom seekers, and welcome back to my channel. This is the second video about the history and lore of a gemstone and how that history contributes to the spiritual benefits associated with the stone today. Researching lapis was so much fun that I was so excited to dive into the history and lore of obsidian. For regular subscribers, welcome back. It's so wonderful to read your comments and see your usernames on a regular basis. For those new to the channel, I'm Shannon Marie. I'm a published author, certified gemologist, and a Reiki teacher. This channel is dedicated to helping you learn more about gemstones and how to use them to support your everyday life situations. In this video, I'll be talking about the history and lore of obsidian and how its history contributes to and supports the spiritual benefits of this gemstone. How long has obsidian been used? Or how old is it? Obsidian is one of the oldest used stones in history. Its use dates back to the Stone Age, when it was used for tools and weapons, and it has been used throughout history for those same purposes. Obsidian was commonly used to make arrowheads, knives, axes, mirrors, and amulets. How did obsidian get its name? Well, the most common story is that it was named after a Roman soldier, Obsius, or Obsius. It translates as the Stone of Obsius. Obsius was said to be the first person who discovered obsidian in Ethiopia. Now, as I said, this is the most common story. However, some scholars disagree. We've already determined that obsidian had been in use much earlier than Roman times, so how could it have been discovered then? It was in use in ancient Greece, all over Europe, so I'm pretty sure Rome had already encountered obsidian. Other scholars link the name obsidian to the Old Latin word obsidio, which is associated with battle, specifically sieges during battle. During a siege, a fortress is used as a blockade to protect the citizens and soldiers within from an enemy attacking from outside. And this makes much more sense than someone merely discovering this stone in Africa, because obsidian has been used as weapons in battle for protection and is known to shield a wearer from harm. It is like the fortress protecting people from the attackers outside. What is the structure and makeup of obsidian? How is it formed? Obsidian is a brilliant, shiny, volcanic glass. It's comprised of 70% or more non-crystallized silica or silicon dioxide. It's formed when molten lava cools so fast it doesn't have time to crystallize, giving it an amorphous structure. When it is broken, you'll see concentric circle, ripple-like patterns in the glass. This is referred to as a conchoidal fracture. When fractured, it produces a very sharp edge, excellent for cutting. There are many varieties of obsidian: black obsidian, mahogany, rainbow, gold sheen, silver sheen, snowflake, midnight lace, and many others. The differences in these varieties come from the inclusions and other minerals present in the stone that change the way this black obsidian appears. Regions with different mineral compositions will primarily have one of these varieties, but all types of obsidian have the same spiritual benefits. Where can obsidian be found today? Obsidian is found anywhere in the world that has volcanic activity. This means there is an abundance of this stone available all over the world. The largest deposits of obsidian are found in Argentina, Canada, Chile, Ecuador, Greece, Guatemala, Hungary, Iceland, Indonesia, Italy, Japan, Kenya, Mexico, New Zealand, Peru, Russia, and the United States. In the United States, it's only found on the West Coast, as that's where the volcanic sites are located in Oregon, Washington, California, and Hawaii. Which cultures used obsidian and why? Before 3300 BC, back to as far as 2.6 million years ago, and I've heard even as far as 3 million years ago, Obsidian was used in Paleolithic times as a cutting implement. During the Stone Age, obsidian was carved to make knives, axes, and arrowheads. These tools were used to hunt, cut food, skin animals, and as defensive weapons. Then between about 7,000 and 3,000 BC, obsidian was used in ancient Greece, the Aegean civilizations. Again, it was prized as a sharp and sturdy tool, and its shiny reflective surface was polished and used as mirrors. It was only the coming of the Bronze Age that Greece transitioned away from using obsidian. As early as 8,000 BC in the United States, obsidian was used by Native American tribes for the very same reasons. It was primarily associated with the tribes in the western United States because that is where the volcanic sites were located and obsidian was prevalent for them. As early as 2000 BC, Mayans and then the Aztecs also used it as cutting implements, but also as mirrors. Obsidian was so cherished in Mayan and Aztec culture that it was used as a currency for trade. And the Aztecs incorporated obsidian heavily in spiritual and ritualistic practices, as it was called Itzli, or Stone of the Gods. In the 1500s, astrologer, mathematician, and magician John Dee owned an obsidian mirror he had brought back from Mexico. The mirror was said to have been made in 1527, and John Dee used it for scrying, a practice of divination. And even today, obsidian is used in jewelry making. It's still used for cutting implements and used in many spiritual practices. We've learned now how obsidian was used, but what are the stories or the legends, the lore associated with obsidian? Well, as I said before, in ancient Aztec culture, obsidian was called Itzli, which means stone of the gods. And this connects obsidian with spiritual practices. Aztec priests used obsidian for scrying and divination purposes, for trying to read the future. They would carefully carve and polish the obsidian into a flat and reflective surface that they would then use to try to predict the future. And obsidian knives were used during human sacrifice rituals. One of the major Aztec deities was Tezcatlipoca. These are difficult names to pronounce, so I apologize if it's not pronounced correctly. Tezcatlipoca was known as the god of obsidian and sorcery. His name is translated from the language as smoking mirror or obsidian mirror. He was a creator god. He and his brother defeated the previous goddess of this world and were in charge of creating the next new world. During the battle with the goddess, she bit off his foot, and he eventually replaced it with an obsidian mirror that would summon snakes. Another Aztec goddess was Itzpapalat, translated as the obsidian butterfly. She's portrayed as a skeletal figure with wings that are tipped by sharpened obsidian. She represents rejuvenation by sacrificing what is precious and rules over the land of Temochin, which is the afterlife home for victims of childbirth, so mothers and infants who died during childbirth. How do these legends and their previous uses in culture contribute to the spiritual benefits that we associate with obsidian today? Well, the first is protection. Obsidian was used as a weapon by many cultures in the past, and it continues to be used for protection in the present. This is a stone that is used to shield the wearer from all forms of negativity. It's helpful if you live or work in a toxic environment. It will prevent the negative energy from affecting your own. It will shield you from the ill will or bad intentions of others. It protects you from negative entities. So if you are feeling like you need protection from something in your life, obsidian acts as that fortress to protect you from the attack. The second benefit is severance. Obsidian was used as a cutting implement, but today it's no longer used to cut physical items such as food, but cuts energy and attachments. Obsidian is used to sever ties with negative people and energy. Sometimes a person can become attached to you and become so dependent they start to drain your energy. This could be a person that demands your time, emotional support, and resources, but doesn't offer anything in return. This is sometimes referred to as an energetic vampire because they steal your energy. Or you could have also formed an attachment to somebody that you can't seem to shake, an unhealthy relationship you're drawn to, but know that you need to end. Obsidian helps you cut these energetic ties and shields you from those attachments returning. The third benefit is that obsidian clears obstacles. Just like a knife, obsidian cuts away obstacles in your path, eliminates doubt, and reveals the truth. Its sharp edge is said to pierce into darkness to reveal the truth itself. It cuts away any illusions blocking the truth so we can make clear decisions. If something is standing in your way of progress, obsidian will help you determine how you can work around or cut through those barriers. It helps to clear and light your path. And the fourth benefit is reflection and divination. Obsidian is also used to support us during meditation, for connecting with our own intuition, and for divination purposes. Often people use mirrors to see the future reflected back to us. If you are seeking guidance about the future, obsidian helps us envision the future so we can plan ahead. Thank you so much for joining me to learn more about the history of obsidian and how it can support you in your life right now. If you have felt called to this stone, I hope this video helps you realize why you have a connection with it. If you would like to learn all about crystals and gemstones and how they can support your daily life, please do subscribe to this channel so you won't miss a single video. Thank you, and I'll talk to you again soon.